Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to F.E.A.R. Let's continue the game. So we found the daughter of the guy in charge and then got her into an elevator, and then Alma grabbed her or walked towards her somewhat spookily. It really boils back down.
There you are. How did we get separated? I remember the power going out in the elevator. Then the next thing I knew, I was arriving on the top floor and you were gone.
You should have a visual on the evac chopper.
So, like, straight up we...
Oh my god! This is crazy. I am not waiting here. My dad's in danger.
Your dad will be fine. You're the one I'm worried about. You just need to calm down.
Sorry.
This way! Damn it, what the hell is she thinking?
So she's...
Head for the garage. You gotta cut her off before she gets herself killed.
What are we doing? Like, we can't open this door. We can't do this. I guess we're waiting. So, slow down time, run into a set checkpoint. Interesting turn of events that Alma apparently did not just blow her into a pile of blood. Which kind of makes some sense. I mean, I have like only 4 bullets. Okay. Let's see. So if we were really doing this, and I was really trying to race here. Ooh, I'm about to die. I would. And so you kind of need a slow time just to ensure that you're not wasting this gun, which of course I am. So we need to switch to a different gun. And so that was the wrong gun. Let's try gun 1. Wait till the other bullets. Yes. Let's try gun 2. And more health.
Welcome to Alma Technology Corporation. Visitors must be accompanied by authorized Alma personnel.
So do we really just want to leave those guys alone and just run forward? Like, I think we've gone full circle here, or we've kind of gone full circle. This isn't where we actually landed, but it is very similar to where we landed. And the idea of buildings having special helicopter spots that are kind of on the sides of buildings doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm desperately low on bullets, but there we've got our save point, so what could go wrong? Alright. So, like, I don't want to jump down there. I think I've got the right gun now. This is the whole problem, though. It's like, you've got 3 guns for no good reason. Like, why not 4? And I'm taking way too much health damage, and I don't know what I'm really even doing other than trying to rush through this. And what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up just paying through the nose, because if I hit a specific checkpoint, in particular, and I just have no health, at all, then and so we're just kind of waiting for them to either get closer and me to get slow motion ability, but if they throw the armored guy at me in particular, there's no recovering from that. Meanwhile, really low on bullets, probably because I didn't kill any enemies to pick up any more bullets, but it's almost counterintuitive. There we go. So, switch to this gun. Switch to this gun. Now we've got something at least. Heal up. We're probably not going in the elevator. What's funny here is she's totally right. We should have gotten in our car and driven away. We'd already seen that they were attacking the rooftops. We've been given no indication whatsoever that the lower parts are anywhere as bad.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
What do you think you're doing?
I have to know if he's okay.
Look, I'm willing to let you ride along to pick up your father, but you're putting yourself in a lot of danger right now.
Yeah, well, he said I'd be safe on a helicopter.
Those soldiers are looking for you. If they capture you again, they're going to interrogate you, and believe me, their methods are very unpleasant.
I'll take my chances.
Stubborn little bitch, isn't she?
Really? Open radio. Just gonna say that out loud while she's listening. It's ridiculous. Alright, now the question is, do I want to switch this to a handgun? I think the answer to that is probably no. That would be too much. Even though I am very low in bullets. This game is trying to be so adult and edgy, but the one thing it can't do is the one thing that it needs to do with this Alma character, which is allow you to shoot her in the face and have some kind of reaction. Now, it doesn't have to be a positive reaction towards the game, but if you shot her and then she just immediately killed you in like a cutscene the very first time, that would be fine. If it was just an immediate game over because your boss has fired you on the spot, that's fine too. But without there being a tit for tat there, Alma as a character is not a threat to me, the player. She may be a threat to everyone else as a character in the game, except for kind of the main character, because she seems very happy. Was that some kind of drone or something back there in the window? And she was walking over there? Like, Alma might turn everybody else into a pile of blood, and that might affect something, but it's clearly not going to happen to me. At least not till the very end of the game, in which then it's a storyline ending. Meanwhile, we still have these horrible things that don't tell us any useful information.
First message from
Harlan Wade. Hey, Phil, it's Harlan. I'm pretty sure Genevieve is considering some pretty drastic measures to cover her bony ass. I'll tell you straight up that I'll be fucked if her or any one of her little toadies is going anywhere near the vault. She already caused enough damage thinking she could just march in there and start over from scratch. If she comes to you for backup, remind her that we locked that place up for a reason.
next message from Genevieve RSD.
Phil, how are you? It's Genevieve. I haven't seen you at Maurice's lately.
I don't know if Genevieve is supposed to be a bad guy.
I know you and Harlan go back a ways, so I was hoping you could try to reason with him. He refuses to forgive me for sending those poor people into the vault, as though I'm happy about what happened. I made a mistake, but I don't see why everyone else should have to pay for that. Anything you can say to get him to see reason would be appreciated.
Yeah, if anything,
Message from...
it kind of does feel like
Hi, it's Genevieve.
we've got a third
I just
message.
want to remind you that the Origin facility was a liability long before this situation erupted. I was simply trying to clean up an old mess. I was hoping we could renovate or even repurpose the site, but clearly the risks are unacceptable. I see no alternative but to destroy it completely. If you have a better suggestion, I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, I have a company to save. End of messages.
So Genevieve might be the bad guy, but she might also be just one of many corporate bad guys that, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can just call them all power-hungry, greedy people. Here's a box in a chair for no reason. So I was thinking about Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex and Human Revolution, and I would say Mankind Divided is probably fine too. I haven't actually played it. All had offices where you would run around and you could hack the computers and you could find secret safes and open things. If these voicemails played into some kind of system like that, even if it was pretty simplistic and just everybody had an office safe and you heard codes being told to people or passwords told to the computers, anything like that would be better. And clearly that should be the case. There's just a ton of stuff here that is random 3D models that don't play anything, and these cactuses in particular are just out of place and weird. And all they kind of do is make noise. Even if the voice things just said there's a a med kit under my desk, or there's a med kit in office 203, something simplistic like that, that would be better. The only thing we're finding is these laptops.
I think that's just a euphemism for somebody's DNA. There's no indication of who the lucky son of a bitch was, but I'm guessing Harlan Wade since he started the program.
So that'd be weird if Alma was related to Harlan Wade, but okay, I don't think it would really change anything because I think the interest and the start of things would be cool if there was something in there, like a grenade. These laptops aren't even hidden well. They're all in blatantly obvious places. And we're still low on bullets. And we're still low on health kits. So until we've got slightly creepy light. Very possibly should switch this gun. Let's see. Yeah. But there's no health kits here. I don't think this game is dynamically finding and placing more health kits because we need them. We've run into far too many levels where there were 3-4 extra health med kits for no reason, and now we are finally in a situation through sheer lack of desire of actually playing the game, in which I actually need them. So we do have some kind of drones. Here's the problem with this, though. Like, the problem is we're getting more and more technology thrown at us in a world that hasn't really justified that that technology existed. I guess all this blood on the wall is from me, in theory. It seems like there's a gun over there. But maybe I was wrong? No, I guess there wasn't. That was just some piece of garbage that faded out. We needed this hours and hours ago. Like, seriously. 4, 5, 6 hours of gameplay. There should have been one of these. Before we left that first warehouse area, there should have been a drone we saw at the very least. Yeah, it just seems so ridiculous to add this stuff now. They are just flying versions of the turret guns, which I guess that's a slight improvement. Also, take note that they seem to always want to have them hovering over a actual piece of land mass, which makes me suspect that they are in fact really just walking on the floor and not flying, and they just have invisible feet, for lack of a better description. Like, it would be interesting to see if we saw one fly over a gap like this. And I am just dangerously close to running out of bullets. Might as well swap to this gun because I don't have anything anyways. There's a broken window here, but I don't think the broken window is the indicator of where we're supposed to go. Wait, we came in here, and I think they want us to go. Nope. This looks like this is what they want us to do, is kind of awkwardly jump through here. Probably something like this. I mean, I'm gonna fall to my death if I'm not extremely careful here. I'm just gonna avoid conflict with that guy until we can get some higher ground. And perhaps it would be smarter just to avoid conflict with them completely. They are doing a pretty large amount of damage to me. Interesting. And apparently through windows too. And through walls. Well, this sucks. It sucks that this is added so late to the game, and it sucks that that every little platform place we could have dealt with before would have been at least more entertaining and challenging had there been any of these things wandering around. Like, is this because I was playing on easy? I have to ask myself that. Would people who have been playing on a more difficult setting instead been running into these little flying turrets the whole time. Is that a person? If it is, it's a person that's not reacting or moving. I guess I don't ever want to jump down because it seems like half the time when you do look downward, it's just an area you've already been. Haven't gotten any grenades in a while. On top of bullets being a problem. I might as well just, while we're here, switch the gun over. There's no reason to wait until I'm completely out of bullets. These flying turrets are bullet sponges as much as everything else is a bullet sponge. Still can't open these things or use them for cover, and yet the enemies seem like they can on a rare occasion. It's almost teasing me to take the handgun, as if handguns could possibly be the right move ever in a scenario like this. Alright. So that's a shotgun, which probably I should pick up. So we'll take the shotguns. Is there a good chance that the shotguns are the right guns for these flying turrets? Maybe. Yeah. You really have to hit these guys dead on, though. Like they are not... Wow, that guy just exploded. I think the game was being very generous to me there. The idea that a shotgun has to be dead on with the cursor is crazy. It's been a long time since we've heard a radio station.
Information on casualties has not yet been released.
So, here's a great example of just bad producing. Like, clearly they should have put way more of their budget into having the radio play some audio like that instead of having there be a incredibly large amount of recordings on voice machines. Is this where we're going? I guess it is. And so much copy and paste happening here, although these desks usually are in a different place. So are we going up or are we going down? Like, So, yeah, this seems like we're going down. How we are on the 8th floor doesn't make a lot of sense, considering how we were on like the 15th floor before. So it seems like we're doing the elevator minigame again, except for this time. And here you have these double swing doorways. Is this guy dead? Alright. We're just swapping around guns like crazy. Now. This door's locked. Which they really needed to do that. But I'm down to one grenade and would very much have preferred to have picked up some grenades in that whole setup. I guess they didn't want to encourage you to throw grenades at the flying mobile turrets. Is there more we can do? Yeah, it seems like this stairwell in some bizarre setup only goes to the 4th floor, which no stairwell in its right mind would, I think, even legally be allowed to only go to the 4th floor. Because these are all supposed to be fire escape routes. If the building's on fire, getting down to the 4th floor is only slightly helpful. Not a lot helpful. So, the fact that Alma walked near her and then she just blacked out makes it seem like Alma is inside or controlling Alice.
First off, please don't presume to know my feelings. It's insulting. And don't lecture me about burying the dead like some fuckwit shrink. The bottom line is that we wouldn't be in this situation if you didn't ignore my warnings. And now you want to dig the hole deeper. Sooner or later, you're gonna dig right down to hell.
Next message from
F.E.A.R. I got your message, Genevieve. I think what Harlan is trying to say is that we should be leery of knee-jerk impulses. I understand there's some time pressures to consider, but we really need to be thinking strategically. Reopening the vault at this point strikes me as a dubious proposition, considering all that's happened.
I have no clue what the timeline here is, as far as when the vault was opened, reopened, or what. Did that happen a month ago, a week ago, or are all these voicemails being here? This seems like this is the girl's office, and there's nothing special here. Nothing really different. Maybe slightly nicer computer monitor, maybe, but probably not. Probably just a case of us usually not looking at the backs of the monitors. And I've stopped using the flashlight because it's bright enough in most cases. So let's start with that. And then come over here. And then reload. And then... just throw a grenade that way. So we got some grenades in this thing, some armor, which I certainly could have used more armor earlier. Yep. This looks like this is a pump action shotgun, which I thought I had a shotgun already, so apparently I don't. So it might be smarter to just swap out that. It almost certainly is also just a factor of the limitations of this game in general that we are. See that more bullets? Yes, but they fire faster. But that's kind of what I want. The fact that there's only 3 weapon slots would have been 4 minimum if they had more guns to interest people. But on the other hand, you could still have had a 8 slot and then just have room for every single like just have room for every single kind of gun. And if this is going to be a mostly keyboard game, being able to move across the number pad above number 3 is just as easily. And so when I try to really snipe somebody like this, there's no clue. So it's easier just to sit back and wait till somebody gets close. I have like 7 bullets left. This guy just does not want to come any closer. So he's like locked behind some. He's stuck behind a wall or something. Alright. We're getting a little bit of creepy music and creepy sound effects, but not anything special. We still very much are just having the same bad guys thrown at us over and over again. And I don't see how you could enjoy this any more or less than what you've enjoyed up until this point. It's just more of the same. I wish the armor was a bit more of a permanent increase. We're getting a lot of this backstory stuff.
There's an email from Wade about the subject being in an induced coma. Those ATC security goons killed Bishop because somebody didn't want this getting out. They aren't just worried about some ethically questionable bioengineering experiments. I think they're covering up some pretty nasty shit.
So Alma's mother's in an induced coma. We would assume it was the mother, and not the father was in an induced coma, and thus I think this gun is the better gun. Yeah. I mean, it could be the father in an induced coma and then just a not in a coma mother. This guy still needs more bullets before he dies. So it seems like that's gonna turn the power back on. Let me ask how many bullets I would have here. I have a lot more. I'm trying to pick up the shotgun. Yeah, I have a lot more shotgun shots than either one of those other guns. Enough for it to be reasonable to hold on to it just to use it as a cheap weapon. And here we'll get on the elevators again and maybe see a creepy image of Alma again. We are so far away from Alice. And we pressed this time ground 4, which, or G4, which I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
But I just made it to my car.
Guess that's garage 4.
Just wait a minute.
I can't. I have to go.
Miss Wade. Fuck it. Get to the roof of the parking garage for a pickup. You can still get there before her.
And so we've been going 35 minutes now. We're probably going to run into either a spooky section or a boss fight section. And then we're going to leave to the final area. And in the final area, we'll be in a slightly different area. This is different, by the way, too. There's more decoration here than we've seen in the rest of the entire building. Yeah. This looks like a big open boss fight section if I was to guess. We have 2 grenades, we have a shotgun, and we have our slow time and like 3 health kits. So I, at this point, really would like for them to hand me some more health kits. Alright. His head just went all over the place. Interesting that we're getting cool music and all, but what we're not really running into right now is enough of an increase in health packs. So wouldn't this be the kick in the nards is if we get up here and we do get into a big boss fight and I cannot win. Four shots. And the entirety of my... And I shouldn't have thrown that grenade. About to die. So yeah, you could definitely tell if you were playing this game more on a higher difficulty level. You would do a lot of this crouching down or just hiding behind a column waiting for your slow time to refill so it's back at its maximum so that you can do something like that. Have to watch their guns and make sure that was a security guard. Is there any health kits? No, but there is a large collection of faster guns, which I'll take that. Down to 1 grenade and 2 health kits. Get some more armor. They're definitely trying to give me a lot of armor. But armor doesn't seem like it really does anything. In all fairness, it really does seem like it's a waste of space. It's just health plus, which some of the old Doom games and such, that's what armor always was. It was just an extra bit of damage you could take. But modern games have certainly shifted that to being more of a permanent damage reducer, not a temporary product that you just get and then you lose. Why there are so many armored vehicles here, I don't know, but alright. So let's just switch over to this. We've got a few shots here. There we go. And that leaves us with like 2 shots on that gun. Yeah, the fact that you can only have 3 guns is only made worse when one of the guns is a super powerful gun that you really don't want to ever get rid of, even if it is going to have an incredibly small amount of shots on it. When I compare this to the reboot of Doom, that game had a ton of guns and put their super gun as its own separate button that was outside of the weapon select meal setup, so you didn't even press the same buttons to use the BFG in Doom. So the question I guess to ask here is, being low on health, being low on grenades, being low on bullets, are we done, or was that just all the warm-up to something else? And why is there never anything under here? Like, you could have given me extra helps in under every single staircase in this game, and it wouldn't have really changed anything.
You guys can make out later. Just get that
Almost shot them. But see, we're on the ground floor and we still took a helicopter. That's ridiculous. So, interval 8 desolation of 12. If every level going forward is just one level, which fingers crossed it is, then we have 4 more to do. But it's still going to take an incredibly long amount of time to get all of this done. I don't see how people could have said that this was a 10-hour game. Because if we've been playing between 30 minutes to an hour for every level, somewhere around 45 minutes, and we've done way more than 8 episodes here, because they've had some intervals be 2 or 3, we should be approaching the 9-hour mark already right now. I don't feel like we're gonna rush in for the next hour to finish the game, even if I tried, and that definitely does not cover any of the DLC, which at this point, yeah, I see no reason why I'd want to play the DLC. It's much better of an idea just to skip it to the second game in the series and see if that improved any. So the situation here is Alice Wade is believed to be en route to the Auburn district. I feel like maybe the first area we were in was the Auburn district. So we were there and Alma was released and she saw me, and then she's been following me or inside my head for the rest of the game. And she seems to also be in Alice's head. F.E.A.R. point man and technical officer, accompanied with the SFOD operative Holiday, are proceeding to the Auburn by helicopter. Why they introduced the SFOD organization at all makes no sense. It's just gibberish words for no reason. Like, everybody could have been a F.E.A.R. operative that was on your side. That would have been perfectly fine. It would have made the story easier and more simplified. And while this is a super short and simplistic story already, trying to make it more complicated by adding jargon is not good writing. Hannibal 3 satellite, more jargon. Recon shows substantial replica forces, more jargon. In the vicinity of American facility, more jargon. Although in that case, I would say Armacam is a terrible name, but the facility did need a name. Paxton Fattel, we haven't seen him in hours upon hours. I'm not sure we've seen him at all since the beginning of the game. Like, we've just been seeing ghosts of him and hallucinations of him. Paxton Fattel's signal transmitter has also been detected in the area. So it seems like everything we did at the beginning in the Auburn district really should have been stuff that we would be doing right now. Yeah, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Mission F.E.A.R. point man will first attempt to secure Alice Wade. Once she's in protective custody, team will enter the classified Armacam facility to locate Harlan Wade. Meanwhile, we really don't care about Fettel, and we've completely forgotten about the hacker fat guy, and we've completely forgotten about the guy that was tied up with the bombs around him. He wasn't really a character in the first place, and we've kind of completely forgotten about the fact that there was an entire SFOD team that got turned into a bloody mess, and they were investigating that. None of that matters. So let's see what cutscene we see here. Another one of these.
Why there?
Well, did a little digging. Turns out Armacam bought this site from the government back in the 50s. Get this. There used to be some kind of underground military complex in that area. I don't think Armacam was interested in what was on the property. They wanted what was under it. I'm guessing it has something to do with Oregon.
So the idea that it was really the military that made Alma in the 50s doesn't really make a lot of sense. Can't see anything because there's so much smoke. Yeah, in the game, the game looks like they just refilled my health to max.
Okay, but the pilot's dead and Jen's banged up pretty bad.
What about you?
I'll live.
I can't control the camera
It'll be
right
a while
now.
before I can ice skate again.
All right. In that case, I want you to stay with Jen and wait for the medevac.
You sure you want to send him alone? These guys ain't fucking around.
We don't have a choice. Fettel could be anywhere, and Alice is out there on her own. By the time backup reaches you,
I'm
she
not
could
doing
be
that,
dead.
obviously.
We're still a couple of clicks away from the Rammelmeyer compound, so you're gonna have to get there on foot.
I've got a lot of enemy movement in that area, so expect trouble. They probably want to make sure there weren't any survivors.
So we're in a different type of building, and we're kind of now in a
Bad motherfucker.
burned out. Yeah, I don't see why they even tried to have a military
She'll be okay. It's
element
you I'm worried about.
Yeah.
in
I'm
this
fine,
game.
as long as I don't move.
Just
Yeah,
let me know if you need a
it makes no sense because you spend 100% of the time.
I'm joking.
I feel sorry for you if you aren't.
You spend 100% of your time just not with
Why don't you move
anybody.
along so I can do my thing?
Please stay.
So,
Don't worry, I'm just playing. I won't mess with your girlfriend. You go kill some bad guys.
alright, so bullet wise, I don't think they gave us any bullets. Maybe.
Corrine?
Born and raised in the States. But yeah, my
They
family's
may
from
have
some-
given me some
You ever been over there?
backstory.
once a year till I was 18.
And it seems like if you
I
just
don't have
stay
much time
here,
for vacations
you would
anymore.
hear a lot of backstory also. But I have no armor, and I only have 2 health
Pizza's good too.
and 1 grenade. So, let's go here. Yeah, We're in a different area? Great. We should have been in a different area 4 hours ago. I don't know how you could do that, but you certainly could have done something like The Evil Within, where the entire game is inside of hallucinations, for lack of a better explanation. So you jump between a creepy hospital and a creepy village, and maybe a few other creepy locations, creepy sewers, things like that. That would have helped. When you're making a horror game in general, even 15 years ago, you would have mostly tried to have it in different settings and different things happen, because if you're going to scare somebody, it really is kind of a shotgun approach that you have to take. You are going to run into people who are terrified of clowns, certainly, but then you're going to run into a large percentage of people that aren't scared of clowns at all. So if your entire game is built around clowns, then you probably are approaching something that would be like an asset flip game, which is some scary clowns being sold for 69 cents to $3 on Steam. Since this was a AAA game, there should have been a lot more happening here. All we keep running into is a very generic first-person shooter, military first-person shooter, and I keep saying this over and over again because that's really the only criticism or commentary I can even put on it, is that it is just a generic military first-person shooter with a very rare instance in which you will hallucinate and either see Fenton Paxtel tell you something about Alma, or you'll hallucinate or see Alma and yet she's no threat to you whatsoever. And every time you see her, you're always between bulletproof glass, or you're in a cutscene or something like that. So she doesn't, you can't really even shoot at her anyways. It would be more helpful if she came around and then it like terrified you and changed your visions and made you hallucinate other things. It had more of an effect, or just took away your fast reflexes ability, which has not been really explained or anything at all. Slowly reduced your health because of fire being around her. Anything at all to justify her being a danger to the main player character, and by effect me. Compare this to like Dead Space, where every single scary thing in Dead Space could kill you. It could either hurt you really, really bad and then kill you, or it could just kill you in one-hit kills. And this game probably would be slightly better, just ever so slightly better, if it had some failure states where you could die when Alma's around. And I hate to say it, but even if they put in some quick time events that you had to do to crawl away or run away, that would have been better than just having nothing here. People hate quick time events because they've been so overused, but in this instance, I would take anything over the nothing that we're getting. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.